Yeah, it's your boy Ray on the mic. Let's go.
Do you ever feel like your leadership is insignificant? I've been exploring this thought of just like how we can make sure that what we are doing is not in an insignificant manner. Shout out to Stephen Covey, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And one of his first habits that he talks about in this book is to be proactive. There's so much to talk about within that particular chapter, but one I want to talk about in this particular episode is this concept of what's in our circle of concern, control, and influence. If we look at the circle of concern, that's just all the areas that is around us, that affect us, that impact us, that infect us, that we are just in some association with. The weather, other people's personalities, other people's thought process, how they just the events that occur to us. We could respond to those in many different ways, in a reactive state or a proactive state. And more so in the reactive state, we find that all the things that are happening in the event to us makes us feel like we don't have any control, that we can't make an impact, that we can't make a change. And it just leaves us feeling deflated, feeling insignificant, that our presence, what we try to accomplish, what we try to do is just for no hope. Rather, in the circle of control, we're able to sit back and realize, okay, there are certain things that I can manage. My perspective, my identity, my behaviors, efforts, attitudes, things of that nature, the space that I'm involved in, how I speak, how I think, what I take in. All those things have a relationship to what I can control. And that then could help in at least keeping my own mental health intact, my own self-care, to know that there's so many things happening around me that I can't control, but I can control how I respond to it. The third area that is talked about is just what we can influence. And if we can shift our paradigm from seeing things of insignificant or our actions insignificant to being influential, we're able to see that even in our circle of control, there are ways that we can engage those areas that are of concern, that are outside of our control, and influence them for the better, influence them for success, to help ensure that what we are doing and how we are wanting to see success, wanting to see things thrive, wanting to see things flourish, we could have a hand in supporting that and not just letting it happen to us. And that is where we can start taking a look at shifting our paradigm from an insignificant state to an influential state. And that requires us to ensure that we recognize what type of power we have in these environments. We know who to engage and how to engage them, and have empathy when we understand what it is that is happening around us. And then we can consider the outcomes of what we want to see done and work to make sure that what we do meets that impact. All of that is a part of the proactive state of us engaging in our environments, engaging in our workspaces, engaging in our communities, and not just letting things happen to us and just reacting to it, and also not just ignoring it and acting like it's something that we can't touch or shouldn't touch because it's outside of our control. But rather, if we look at these experiences, we look at these events and say, what can I do to set up the understanding of what I need to know? And then what relationships can I connect with to help talk to them or help build with them a greater community, a greater society, a greater workplace that shows that positive growth that we're trying to reach towards. And then maybe our circle of control can grow because of the influence that we have in those areas that are in our circle of concern. So that's the perspective that I want y'all to consider, is how can we make our paradigm of leadership shift from insignificant to influential? And what can we do within our circle of control to expand our influence? And I'm interested to hear how you will work to expand your circle of influence.